Cameroon, thou cradle of our fathers, the Cameroonian national anthem is being sung in English by dozens of former English-speaking separatist fighters. Weeks ago, they were at war with security forces. Today, they observe the raising of the national flag every morning at this center. Roll call for the 120 former separatist fighters who chose to lay down their weapons and surrender after abandoning the armed groups they belong to and the fight in a struggle to establish their English-speaking state called Ex-Ambazonia. Some of the young men aged 18 to 35 come to the center with women and children. This is a newcomer in the camp, a 21-year-old ex-combatant who wants to remain unidentified. After 3 years as an armed militia, it took him a year to get out of the bush.
I come out again last year, 2019. God knows I be getting. I keep on wild because as I come out, I be the fear of come up for this because I'm in the day. As I the fear of come, some pastor there for soon. Now he be bring me. Can't hand me for I'm in them before the one they bring me for him. So bush person they sleep under rain. But for here, you get house free, all things they free.
The center is located in Bamenda, the capital of the northwest English-speaking region, epicenter of a 3-year civil war between Cameroonian soldiers and separatist fighters. The site is guarded 24 hours per day by the elite military force of the Cameroonian Armed Forces.
The national anthem is the reflection of the country.
On today's menu is the so-called moral rearmament course, lessons on patriotism and national unity taught by the director of the center. To enable this former separatist surrender, the Cameroonian government promised them amnesty, including perpetrators of abuse, rape, and other violent crimes, a promise that convinced many of them to surrender.
You are in security. Nobody is going to say, okay, we'll take this one for firing squad because he killed somebody here or because he burnt a house here or something. So we reassured them. We had the first ones on the 19th of December, 2018. We just started with 4, and it has been going very gradually.
In another section of the building, a computer science class is underway.
Raise your wrist. It should be raised like this.
This course is delivered as part of the DDR program, Disarmament, Demobilization, and Reintegration. Emmanuel, who arrived here a year ago, hopes to become a computer scientist. He's the only one who wants to testify without hiding his identity. He does not regret laying down his weapons and abandoning the fight in the bush. According to him, some armed groups are misguiding the English-speaking struggle.
Initially, when I joined, I believed in that struggle because from what were the promises that we were hearing in the quarter, the people that are abroad, they are ready to finance in any level to see that we take our fatherland, northwest and southwest. We later realized that most of them were taking actions due to their selfish interests, like harassing our people in the quarters, making their lives uncomfortable and insecure wasn't what we planned for. Yes, some atrocities like cutting the neck, the head of a military man and then planting around the Carrefour. It wasn't human for me. That wasn't the reason for the war. The war was between us and the military. But our people were affected, seriously affected, more than us even that are in the war.
Most of these ex-combatants do not wish to be identified. Their former comrades considered them as traitors or spies being paid by the government. Here, they want to start afresh and they have hopes of having jobs in the future. They hope to become pig farmers, a discipline they learn while hoping to return to a normal life in society after their stay on the site.
I dey always inside bush. So come on road now when I know say I go come on this way, no people know the way they go me today for attack. But when I want come out for that bush, I come out and they come out for home. For the short time I run shoot down for them. It already make me I know say when I shoot down so I will check say tomorrow if you work this thing I do so I check now and I get a lot. because the tower should show Safi know for front where to good and where to be bad.
Among these former separatist fighters are a dozen young women like this one, an 18-year-old. She is one of the civilians forcefully recruited by some armed groups. She was able to escape but is afraid of threats from separatist militias and how she will cope after she leaves the camp.
Those boys were coming into our house for food, looking for food. They said my mother will be giving food every day. So I was forced to go and sit with them and be cooking for them. One day now, they wanted to sleep with me, and I refused. They shout. They said that if not, they will kill me.
About 10 kilometers away, a new camp that can accommodate 1,000 other ex-separatist fighters in 2 to 3 months is under construction. Authorities say several of them are willing to lay down their arms. Although fighting continues in these English-speaking regions, nearly 700,000 persons are already displaced, the world's most neglected humanitarian crisis, according to the Norwegian Refugee Council, stemming from a conflict whose victims have been abused by the two warring parties.